Republicans would go for you, stand behind you, support you in your party conversion. Why do you think they didn't go for you?
Well, you know, it's one thing to change parties and to be accepted, which I really think I was. The people were fantastic throughout the whole state. You know, it's a much tougher thing to say you're going to turn parties and then become the standard bearer for that party at the same time.
Well, I regret leaving my post as mayor.
I know that you're upset that the state government hasn't functioned.
Andrew Cuomo can't take on the Albany establishment because Andrew Cuomo is the Albany establishment.
But the answer is not to get angry and get negative. But the answer is not to get angry and get negative. New York State is in crisis. It is the Democratic Party. We must also be aware of the political environment that is out there and the mood of the people. And the people are angry. The people are nervous. And you can take that fear, and the fear can move to an anger. You can hear it starting now. You can hear it starting with the activist groups that are organizing. And there will be those who will try to take that anger and say the enemy is within, and turn us one against each other, turn the people of this state against each other, try to separate us and try to divide us, try to separate us black from white from brown, try to separate us upstate from downstate, try to separate us rich from poor. They will try it. You can hear it coming. We have to be ready for it, and we have to stand up and say the Statue of Liberty stands in our harbor. We are the welcome mat for the nation. We are founded on the premise that we can say to people all across this globe, come here, we invite you. And we don't care the color of your skin, and we don't care your religion, and we don't care how much money you have in your pocket. You are invited to join the family of New York, and we will invest in you. I know that you're afraid. I know that you're afraid for your job. I know that you're upset about what happened to the value of your home. I know you're upset about the family, your jobs for people in your family. I know that you're upset that the state government hasn't functioned. We believe in the pluribus unum. Out of many, one. And as one, there is nothing that we can't do.
We're spending money we don't have, we're borrowing from countries that don't share our values, and we're giving up the American dream. We got to stop it. That's why I'm going to stay in this race, and I will win this Republican primary on the conservative and Republican lines, and I'll go forward, and Gillibrand does not know what she's in for.
Hi, I'm Carl Palladino, and I'm running for governor of New York State. I'm a Republican, I'm a conservative. I'm a businessman, and I'm an outsider. Take a look at my website. And then join us on a crusade to change New York.
Well, thank you for coming. They told me I could speak at the convention, and then they tried to deny me. Wow. I've learned a lot about politics in a few short weeks. I thought guys in construction were cutthroat. Some county chairmen here make these guys look like Girl Scouts. I met many great people, though. Republican, conservative, independent, libertarian, Tea Party families, and just plain Joe citizens. They're sick and tired of footing the bill for higher taxes and the most extravagant spending to benefit an elite political class that is both incompetent and corrupt. Rick Lazio, he took a $1.2 million bonus as a lobbyist for a Wall Street bank that was just handed $25 billion in federal bailout money. That's our tax money Rick put in his pocket. As a member of the U.S. House of Representatives Housing Subcommittee, Rick Lazio was a cheerleader for and supported Andrew Cuomo's federal housing goals. In fact, if you listen to this excerpt from a love fest they had as guest hosts on a radio show, it sounds like they worked hand in hand.
Rick and Andrew, have you settled on whether Andrew and Rick or Rick and Andrew?
We're going to go back and forth on this.
It's 50-50. We'll alternate.
50-50. This is part of our civility program, is to sort of pay respect to one another.
Ian Ray said to me, why did they get on so well? And I opined that I think it's because they are drawn to public service, and radio being the medium closest to the people, even in this high-tech, speeded-up day and age, beckons you, and I think you're attracted to the microphone. Andrew, Mark Cuomo, and Rick Lazio, you can talk about anything you want. We're going to take calls on this, your maiden voyage. So welcome to Whitney Radio. It's all yours.
Okay. Let me ask you something. Before he leaves, I want you to stay here. Bill O'Shaughnessy. Andrew Cuomo, you have been exposed to the fashion world. And I want you to look at Bill O'Shaughnessy over here. He was always such a natty dresser. He walks down the street on Madison Avenue or Park Avenue in Manhattan. He's an elegant man, but today he's outdone himself. He's got the pink tie on with the blue shirt, but topping it all off would be his footwear. Would you agree?
I couldn't agree more, Rick. This is one of the disadvantages of radio. O'Shaughnessy should really be on TV, especially the way he's dressed today. He is natty, but the footwear, and I know something about footwear. My sister is married to Kenneth Cole, so I know footwear, but his footwear, I think, is really extraordinary. And what's nice about the footwear is you can either wear that in the bedroom or in the studio, either way. And they are really beautiful. I think they're fine suede, slipper shoes.
Really unbelievable.
You're getting even because I called you both attractive, Lazio and Cuomo.
No, listen, I've got a face that was made for radio. That's what they say. Listen, Bill O'Shaughnessy has invited us on, and I am honored to be here with Andrew Cuomo, who I had the privilege to work with during my years in Congress when he ran the Department of Housing and Urban Development, the secretary under Bill Clinton. And how you doing?
I'm doing great. And Bill left that out of the introduction. We know each other from New York, and there are a lot of similarities there. But we were both in Washington at the same time and worked together, came to know each other through the housing experience. Rick was a congressman and was the chairman on the House side of the housing subcommittee, which had HUD under it. He had other responsibilities also, banking responsibilities, but he was responsible for all the housing legislation. I was running HUD for Clinton. So that's where the relationship was really forged, maybe by fire at some times. But
do you miss it?
Oh, I do miss it. I do miss it. The private sector is great, as they always said, and it has different rewards and different advantages. But what you can do in the public service and the accomplishments that you can reach and the difference you can make in people's lives is really fantastic. And when you look back at what we did, Rick, I don't even think we appreciated how much progress we were making at the time. You look back now at what has happened over the past 4 years or so versus what we got accomplished. Forget the partisan politics. We did a lot of good things, and I miss that.
I agree with you. We have a caller, but before we go to the caller, I just want to say that it's not that things were any less partisan when we worked together. It was that you were able to put that aside in a corner at one point and get to the pragmatic answers, to so to say we both had philosophical issues that we wanted to address, but in the end we wanted to get the job done. And we wanted to produce, and in fact, that's what happened.
One big happy family, right? They were very proud of what they had done together. Cuomo's misjudgment helped lead to a U.S. financial meltdown and wiped out the 401ks and bank accounts of God knows how many people in the state of New York and in the United States of America. He attacked Sheldon Silver with one arm and pats him on the back with the other. I will enter the Republican primary by petition to ensure New Yorkers have a choice beyond two career politicians who together crashed our economy. Andrew Cuomo is a product of a dysfunctional crowd of political insiders who are literally destroying our quality of life in New York. Thank you.
You're watching the WestchesterNews.com.